Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner Classics / Non-Classics. This is episode number 1102 and Doubleshot number 986. I got two Nightwing trades, and it's the first two trades of the second printing of the series. First up is the first volume, which is Bludhaven, which collects the original 4-issue miniseries, now basically the first volume of the series, and the first 8 issues of the ongoing series. Yeah, mostly put for this one, it's just basically taking two trades and combine them to one. The only difference is that the original trade that collected miniseries for Nightwing also collected a one-shot called Nightwing Alpha's Return, which for some reason is not here at all. Yeah, so pretty much this basically, it's kind of like the original Volume 1 trade, just 4 issues longer. Yep, oh, in case you're wondering about the costume. Now, and I should point out though, the original miniseries is read by Denny O'Neil, and our work is by, I kid you not, Greg Land. And you're probably thinking, wait, Greg Land, you mean the tracer, the guy who's made it publicly that he's traced from porn? Yes. Let me show you Greg Land artwork. From the 90s. Yes, Greg Land. This is Greg Land artwork. Good artwork. Yeah, this is the good Greg Land artwork, not the bad one. Oh, and also I should point out, though, that you're probably thinking, wait, isn't that Nightwing's costume from the early 90s when it was during the Titans Hut storyline he basically debuted this costume? Yes, this is technically his second costume. The one here on the cover is his third costume. He just has his costumes for the opening issue of the original miniseries, and then by issue 2, he pretty much adapts the costume that people know for him wearing, and also, unlike the ongoing series, he actually has long hair. Yeah, so the reason why he's got long hair, the reason because early 90s characters grow mullets. Heck, even Superman basically did this too. Yep. The first miniseries, the miniseries itself, it's basically Nightwing versus some guy who was working for some count who's got a pass with Dick Grayson. It's an okay little miniseries, and writing-wise, it's good. But it's just okay for what it is. Now, as for the Nightwing ongoing series by Chuck Dixon, now he told me the story of how he got this assignment to write this series. He says originally the writing team was going to be Alan Grant and Denny O'Neil was going to write this series. But a week before the first script was supposed to be due, they decided to leave the project. And Chuck Dixon was contacted to do the series with Scott McNeil in the artwork, which he did this for a good period of time. And Chuck Dixon ended up doing the first 70 issues of this ongoing series. Yes, 70. Why did he left? Why did he leave? I actually asked this question of him. Why did he end his run of 70 issues? Or at least, why did he leave? Because he could offer a cross-gen. That's mainly the whole point of it. Now, for these first 8 issues, you have debuts. You have basically debut of the series, Bludhaven. And there is a character that's appearing here who is not a creation of Chuck Dixon. And this is not technically his first appearance. And that is pretty much the main villain of the original 100 issues for Nightwing, Blockbuster. Yeah, the same character got killed off in the same issue, which Nightwing got raped by the female tarantula. Yep, that character. We do have a couple of new characters pop up in here. Well, of course, his first appearance is Bludhaven. It's also the first appearance of Lady Vic. Yes, a character who popped up in the Jimmy Palmiotti, Justin Gray Batwing run when you have Luke Fox take over as Batwing. And in that version, she was a lesbian. Here, well, the one thing I do appreciate, though, about that version of Lady Vic, they actually kept her attire. Lady Vic was a heavily recurring character during Chuck Dixon's run, and it's really good the fact they kept her here. And mostly, but if you read the first 8 issues, it just pretty much just set up for the entire Chuck Dixon run. That's simply the best gist of it. The story for this is this. Apparently, 21 mobsters have ended up in Gotham Harbor. And they came there from Bludhaven. And Batman sends Nightwing to investigate it. And he's made very little progress. He also gets appearances in here, both in this book and the following book, by Batman himself, Oracle, and the Tim Drake Robin. Jason Todd wasn't back yet. Yeah, and this is a good start for the series. I do recommend this. Give this book a 9.5 out of 10. Really good. Yeah. And then we have this book here, which has Nightwing get his own base operations in Bludhaven, his own lair. Of course, it's revealed in this book here. Oh, this book contains issues 9 through 18, and the annual. Now, pretty much this is like the original Volume 2, except they made one small addition for this one. They added the annual to this book, which was actually not originally reprinted at all. I mean, the second annual was reprinted when George Perez wrote the book, but not the first annual. As far as I know, there has been no explained reason for this at all. And yeah, so they mentioned here about the original Tarantula. Yeah, he makes appearance in here, a brief cameo. Yeah, apparently, get this, Nightwing's apartment actually used to be his. Yes, the original Tarantula. And this, of course, is DC's Tarantula. Nightwing moved into his apartment. His name is Jonathan Law. Yep. Excuse me. You also see in here, of course, she's a recurring character named Clancy. She is pretty much the super for Nightwing's building. And despite the fact that he owns a circus, he doesn't want, and apparently the circus barely makes even, and he doesn't want to basically deal with Bruce Wayne's fortune to basically finance his own operations in Nightwing in Bludhaven. But Bruce Wayne reveals, "What about your trust fund?" He's like, "What? What trust fund? Your parents set it up." So that's how he got his own base operations, basically a warehouse, which he converted into his own base. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of hinted at that Clancy, she's got a thing for Nightwing, but we'll see as time goes on when it comes to basically reviewing this run. Mm-hmm. Yep, Two-Face pops up in here as well. Yep. Let's see, what else? Oh, yes, I gotta show this off here. You're probably thinking, okay, on the back of this cover, Dick Grayson's fighting some weird-looking fella in this with trash can, shoulder arm, blue and black outfit. In case you're wondering, like, you might be asking yourselves, who is this character that Dick Grayson is fighting? That is Deathstroke. That's not a joke. That is Deathstroke. Yeah, this happened toward the end of this original run from the 90s. I have read it. Not originally came out, though. I read it online. Yeah, for some reason, he decided to abandon the George Perez costume. I'm not really sure why that was. And he decided to put this abysmal costume on, and he wore this costume for 4 years. He didn't stop wearing it until about a year into the Titans run by Devin Grayson. Yeah, that's one thing smart you got to say about Devin Grayson when she did Titans. She actually got him out of this abysmal outfit and put it back in the outfit people love. I'm not sure who bright idea was putting this awful outfit. Mm-hmm. Yep. But yeah, the annual itself, in case you're wondering what it is, it's Devin Grayson writes it. It's actually one of a couple things that she wrote for Nightwing prior to writing the main series. She also wrote a mini series for Nightwing and Huntress. She wrote that. That is actually collected in its own. It's actually not only a separate trade, but also collecting this trades as well. Because why not? And the cover here for the now I should point out that the annual's artwork is actually different from the main book's artwork. You see, the main book's artwork is actually done by Scott McDaniel. The annual's artwork is done by, let's see, Hunting Moon. That's not it. Let's see, the annual's artwork is done by, I kid you not. Where is? Oh yeah, Greg Land does his artwork, and this cover art is done by Joe Cadito. Yes, it's a really good piece of artwork. Yes, and in case you're curious though about this annual, now they don't list it here for the cover. Yeah, the original cover, believe it or not, was actually part of a series of annuals, part of the, because DC had a thing in the 90s for doing annual crossovers. This is part of Pulp Heroes, and each cover basically was these fantastic looking covers, and it had titles on them that were not to classic stories. For Robin, it was Weird Western Tales, the comic book that Jonah Hex was going to be in. Let me see here. That let's see if I can find here. Because here the story is called. If I can find it here. It is called Forever Hold Your Peace. Yeah, this story is simply this: Dick Grayson fakes a wedding. Yeah, he fakes a wedding. He was investigating this woman for supposedly killing her previous 2 husbands, and it turns out it was actually her friend did it, and she cleared it, and she apparently fell in love with Dick Grayson, but she doesn't reappear again, so don't worry about the... Yeah, I'm trying to pick up the cover for it. So I could basically bring up these covers. Yeah, these things always had like the titles were like nods to classic DC comics from I think like from the 40s up until like... Oh yeah, I found it. It's Young Romance. Yes, this was indeed a comic book that DC published, I believe in the 70s, not mistaken. Yes. Yeah, that was in the original cover, which actually is not in here, by the way. Yeah, that's one thing I don't like about this one. I mean, they have the covers in here, which I think is good. The problem is they took up the stuff that made the covers look really good, like the issue number. Yeah, they pretty much lay have the covers in the book look like this. Yeah, but the cover art's good. I kind of wish that they would have kept the one for the Nightwing annual, kept the whole Young Romance. They basically put the textless covers in here. I'm not sure why this was, because in the Batman books, they actually kept the actual covers. But here, nope, we're not doing that for some reason. But yeah, great book. Give this book a 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, it's something that I collect 2 trades that collect the first 18 issues of the original Nightwing run. Yeah, I actually have these from online at Barnes & Noble because, well, with the stupid virus rolling around, yeah, I can't exactly go to the store, so I order these online. Got a pretty good price, too. So yeah, so that's it for this particular review. I think my next review will probably be a review of the Case Closed TV special as well. A couple of videos that covering 2 specials of the series. And it's on to My Girlfriend's a Slutty Virgin. Okay, see you next video. Bye.